Congratulations. You made it to Monday. Somehow, so did the 49ers. Somehow, maybe they did. What's up, everybody? Good morning. Guy here. Hey, guys. It's a little reevaluation just a few hours later. Wake up. How do we feel? What stands out? I think one thing that's this idea that one of the topics up for discussion is what do the 49ers do at quarterback, right? Like I saw somebody sent a message, will Brock be back? Yeah. The question is not will Brock Purdy be back? There's 10 other questions about how they make this team better in 2025. And the question with him is what do you pay him? But he's under contract for 2025 as it is. Not a big contract, but he's under contract for 2025. And then you've got franchise tags and all that kind of stuff, which I know. Here's what I'm not going to say. I said this a few months ago, and someone's like, hey, I don't want to hear the word leverage anymore after the Ayuk situation. Fair. But it is a reality, right? Like they do have a little more leverage in that spot than he does. And I think he's a little different than Ayuk. And that Ayuk had a lot of money he had made, even though he was quote unquote underpaid. He was making millions of dollars and was scheduled to make millions of dollars this year had he not signed an extension and just played out the contract. That's not the situation that Brock Purdy is in. He's $100,000-aire, not necessarily a millionaire from his NFL salary. So I do think that's like that is the overarching kind of big picture thing coming out of Sunday night. We didn't learn anything on Sunday night. What happened Sunday night was they lost to a playoff team, a game that you would have probably picked them to lose at the beginning of the year. I did, as you're going through their schedule. It doesn't make it okay, the way they lost, all that type of stuff. But the anger for their season belongs with the loss to the Rams, the loss to the Cardinals, the loss to the Seahawks, that stuff. The question on what you do next, the loss to the Bills, that stuff's not Brock-centric. Now, I do think when people ask, like somebody sent me a message yesterday, how will Kyle Shanahan be punished and held accountable? I don't know what people say that. It's such a weird thing to say, held accountable. The owner's going to say, here's your check. You make $10 million. Fix it. But there's no held accountable. There's just you lost. You're accountable to your win-loss record. You don't like losing, so you're accountable to that. But, like Jed York isn't going to bang on the door and go, Sorensen's got to get out of here and have some fight with Kyle. Like Kyle's like, yeah, I want Jeff Ulbrich or Robert Saleh. Jed's not going to go to Kyle like, Kyle, I don't want to pay Brock Purdy $60 million. And Kyle's like, yeah, me either. So put that aside for a second. Now, I do think the sort of come to Jesus conversation with him might be what your philosophy on offensive linemen has been. We'll pay Trent. Everybody else, we can do it with middle market guys. Is this the year you got to treat offensive line a little more serious in the offseason? So look forward to the second year in a row, 49er NFL offensive lineman draft talk. It's one of my favorite positions in need. By the way, also look forward to Monday Night Football when you play at PrizePicks with the code GUY, sponsoring this video. Appreciate PrizePicks. Appreciate you when you go to PrizePicks, click on the link in the description. Just go to prizepicks.com or download the app, put in the code GUY. When you use the code GUY, you'll immediately get $50, bam, right into your account. Here's what I'm playing tonight on Monday Night Football. I got a few lineups, including Javonte Williams, less than 35.5 rushing yards. Jerry Jeudy, more than 59.5 receiving yards. And Devon Vele, more than 2.5 receptions. That's $50. It pays $200. That's what I did. Make your lineup with the code GUY. You'll immediately get $50 into your account when you make a $5 lineup. Play tonight, Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, all that stuff. Get after it. The 49, listen to this. The 49ers have, they are 1-3 against teams coming off of a bye. This stat is surprising. They are 1-3 versus teams off of a bye. Josh Dubow sent me this from the AP. Teams off a bye this year in the NFL, 26 teams have had a bye this year in the NFL. Of those 26 teams, they are 8-14. Not of those 26. Those 26 teams are 8-14 coming off a bye. Teams off byes this year in the NFL are significantly under 500. But against the Niners, they're 3-1. This weekend, the only team off a bye that won was the Bills. The rest of the league went 0-5 off of a bye this last week. I don't know how to explain that other than the Niners have a difficult schedule. I mentioned it last night. The Niners schedule for next year. Right now, that group of teams is well under. Right now, the group of teams that the Niners play next year is 85-112. Okay, so when you look at the 49ers schedule for next year, it's all set with the exception of who are they going to play? NFC North, NFC East, AFC North. Right now it would be Chicago, the Giants, and the Browns. So when you add up the 49ers' future schedule in 2025, their opponents are 85-112 right now. So maybe they'll record against teams off a bye will be better next year. But it doesn't help you right now. But I just want to set the state. I want to kind of set the tone because I've heard the way some of these conversations have gone after the Bills game. The Bills game was bad. They're now 5-7. That's worse. Their record is worse than what happened in the Bills game in terms of like the criticisms, like what happened to Christian McCaffrey's bad, right? That's bad. That's bad. But how you got to 5-7 is much worse than losing to the Buffalo Bills, who look like they might win the Super Bowl. That was a high level championship. Now you might go big picture, go, wait a second, guy, hold on, man. Don't let the Niners off the hook for that. They're supposed to be a championship team. That was a championship team. Mitchell Trubisky's playing with 12 minutes left. That's true. I have reset expectations within this season for what realistic expectations were, and they were not. It became clear pretty quickly, go win the Super Bowl. The realistic expectations pretty quickly became go to the playoffs. And, the wild card is basically out. Not basically, the wild card's out. A comment, Bears are coming off a mini bye and the interim coach boost. My dad is a Bears fan. Should be a fun battle of the mid teams game to watch this weekend. It's funny when you look at the records and you go, oh yeah, those teams are mid, as people like to say. They don't feel mid when I watch them. They feel bad. They just feel bad. Yeah, I mean, losing to the Bears could work out during the draft to make you feel better. But right now, it does not make you feel better. You know who the interim coach for North Carolina football is? Freddie Kitchens. Freddie Kitchens. There is an obvious, if it's not going to be, I would love for the Bears to hire Ben Johnson. Get him away from the Lions. But there is a guy out there who's not working this year. And I know you're going to think I'm leaning towards Bill Belichick. I'm not. I do think there's a guy out there that could immediately turn around the Bears organization. I don't know if he would make them a Super Bowl winner immediately, but that place is in need of like a major culture shift. And there's a guy that did it already once. People forget, or maybe they don't forget, maybe they know. The Seahawks had zero juice. Now, Mike Holmgren had done some winning there, so I shouldn't say they had zero juice. But Pete got that thing humming. That was a franchise that had no interesting history pre-Holmgren. It'll be interesting to see what the Bears do. But yeah, I mean, I fully expect that game to be more interesting than it should be because of the interim boost. Comment, Kyle Shanahan actually had a good game, offensive game plan this game. It was the players' fault. They missed the 2 field goals, the Juice fumble, the Brock fumble, which slipped out of his fingers. Look, Kyle is responsible for the team. The missed field goals, missed a kick left in a blizzard, and then a 55-yarder in a blizzard. Like, I'm sorry. There's plenty of legitimate Jake Moody criticism. I like to go. To me, this is not the game that you put on the Jake Moody's not good enough reel. He kicked it. I don't know none of it about kicking. He kicks it left. I think he thought it was going to move back. It didn't. I talk to kickers before every college football game I do, and I know that there's a different level of expectation. I'm just saying I go up to the kickers before every game and I go, "What do you think the wind's doing?" And they always, no matter where I am, no matter which kicker I'm talking to, the home kicker, the road kicker, experienced kicker, young kicker, you know what they all say to me? They all say like, "It's really hard to predict. It depends kick to kick. You're kind of guessing." Kenneth says, get Uncle Sherman to be the new defensive coach. We'll certainly give the team the juice and swag it badly needs. Yeah, Niners need another podcaster. Wood Gravy says, I thought Guy was going to say Mike Vrabel for Chicago. That would be a good hire. That would be a good hire. Ooh, this is a good comment. Kenneth, Niners haven't won any games that's pride-worthy. And that's whether it's going against a team from a bye or not. Bottom line, they can't beat anyone above decent. Correct. That is true. Can you get a swag win in here? Like, first of all, your divisional wins, you have to win 2 of them to really get swaggy about it. Beating the Jets, swagless. Beating the Patriots, no. Beating the Seahawks, not really. Beating Dallas, at this point, that's just, oh, thank God. Beating Tampa, please. Yeah, you're right. Nothing pride-worthy there. And this is not like college. The NFL is generally not like college where at the end of the year you beat the Lions, but you miss the playoffs. You know, like Michigan beats Ohio State, makes their seat. It salvages almost, kind of salvages everything. You beat the Lions at the end of the year. It's like, yeah, cool. 1, 2, 3, Cabo. I'm going to check. So I just saw somebody commented, horrible Wi-Fi today, Guy. You know, my Wi-Fi is amazing, but I have had some issues lately, and I wonder if it's the service I'm using here. Is this a regular issue or is it just for this one guy? Yeah, my speeds are off the charts. Off the charts. Okay? Off the charts. I'm on fiber. It's not my Wi-Fi. So maybe it's you, but if it's not you, somebody else tell me if you're having an issue because I need to file a complaint with the old Restream folks here. But you're the only one complaining. I don't know. Maybe it's you. But I'll go back and check the tape. What? How many changes do you think? Oh my God. I did not know this until just I put this comment up and then I took it down because I didn't know what it was. Astro says season from hell. Now Trent Williams has lost his son. Oh. Trent's wife, Sandra Williams, shared the update on Instagram. The death of his newborn son, Trenton Williams Jr. He was born lifeless on November 24th. They lost his twin earlier in the pregnancy. Oh my God, that's terrible. I got chills just watching that. Man, I did not know that, but thank you for sharing that. It's blurry. It's you. Yeah, you know who it is? It's Restream. Like I've had just about enough of this service. And it's better than a lot of the other ones out there, but this has been a reoccurring issue. So thank you for telling me. And I'm sorry for that because that is unacceptable. And I will be holding somebody accountable. Yeah, that's an awful story. So your heart goes out to Trent Williams and his family. Brutal. I don't know what to say about that. That is just awful, man. They've been through. I mean, they've got some. You know, after first the Mooney Ward situation with losing his child, and now that it's just terrible. God. All right. That's the natural end of this video. And on top of that, you guys are telling me the video sucks. So I've got some. I got our technical people to reach out to. I appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, despite some of those video issues, and